another story, which is also about the three, well, it's kind of, isn't it? It's the other way round. So it is the three little wolves and the big bad pig. And I've just wanted to remind you that when we wrote the story about Elisa the fox, Timur did this picture for the story. And Timur, do you just want to explain what you did down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tell people what that is.
That's the tea keeper from the wolves.
It's the teapot that the three little wolves take wherever they go. Sophia, did you want to say something? You put your hand up.
I want to read the story first.
Okay, I'm going to start, Sophia, and then I'll let other people have a go because we're running out of time. So I'm going to do a bit of reading. Okay. And then you'll have a go. Once upon a time, there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was grey, and the third white. One day, the mother called the three little wolves round her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, mother, we'll watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. There they are. Bit like the story in when the moose is building the house. You can see all the different materials, the wheelbarrows, the slurry, the bricks that they're using. Right, Sophia, here's a page for you to read.
The very next day, the big bad pig came rolling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. Three little wolves were playing
croquet. Very
croquet
odd.
In the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house and locked the door.
Now, croquet is a very funny English game, and you can see they've got these things called mallets, and they've got to hit the balls through the hoops. That's what they're playing. Thank you.
I don't know why they did a swap version of this story.
Sorry, say what you wanted to say again. I didn't catch that.
I don't know why they made the three little pigs, the three little wolves.
I think they wanted.
Maybe like a joke.
I think they think it's a joke. Yes, a joke? That's right. Alisa, what did you want to say?
Can I read like?
Yes, I'll read a page and then I'll come back to you, Elisa. We'll take it in turns. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. Alisa.
Thanks. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his
sledgehammer.
Yeah, and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled. And they were very frightened indeed.
And can you see he's got the teapot that Timur put in the picture? I'll do the next page. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. Timur, are you ready? Do you want to take over?
Yeah. And no sooner had they finished, the big bad pig come prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden when they saw the big bad pig coming. They ran inside their house and shut the door. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in the china teapot." "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down.
Thank you. But this pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The three little pigs managed to escape, but their chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. And you can just see the little teapot there, just there. "We shall have to build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined and they were very confident, weren't they? And confidence is a really important thing to have, to be confident. Just then, they saw a lorry coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. "Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros, who was driving the lorry. "Sure," said the rhinoceros, and gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt very relaxed and absolutely safe. And the next day, the big bad wolf came prowling along the road as usual. The little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad wolf pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all 67 padlocks. Timur.
I mean, like this spiky wire really does nothing to the pig.
No, the
I mean, what is his skin made of?
No, he's just really tough, really tough. And he pressed the video.
Adamantium, probably. Like.
No. By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. And what does he say? Everybody, turn your audio off. Turn your audio on. What does he say? Do it together. 1, 2, 3. Then I'll
huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
Fantastic. Well done. Brilliant. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Let's just go back there. And now we're almost out of time. This pig wasn't big and bad for nothing. He laid some dynamite, put it against the house, lit the fuse, and the house blew up. Alisa, what do you want to say?
And the pig huffed and it puffed and took TNT to blow their house.
Yeah, look at him, wicked pig. And what do? They give up, don't they? We'll have to try something different. And they saw a flamingo bird coming along with a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo bird, and gave them lots of flowers. And the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. And there they are, look, sitting in the bathtub. And of course, the next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the little wolves had built. He rang the bluebell and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." And audio off. What did they say, everyone? Audio off. Then I'll
huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
Oh, absolutely. And we are almost there at the end. And he took a deep breath. ready to huff and puff, and he smelt the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent took his breath away, the pig took another breath and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. He realized how horrible he'd been in the past. He had become a good, big, good pig. He started to sing and dance the tarantella. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried, thinking it might be a trick, but soon they realized the pig had truly changed, so they came running out of the house. They introduced themselves and started playing games with him. First, they played Pig Pog, then Piggy in the middle, and when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. They offered him china tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they all lived happily ever after. And that's the end of the stories. Thank you so much for helping. That was fantastic, wonderful reading.